Horus in Hell is the story of a bunny.
I'm sorry, did you just call me a bunny? Really? A bunny? You take that back right now.
Or I will end you.
Got it? Alright, I'm glad we understand each other.
I'm sorry, a rabbit demon thing from hell that's been pulled into our world by a magician who, quite frankly, is in over his head. But we're not here to talk about Pocus Hocus, the magician with daddy issues. We're here to look at Horus, and how he even got into this mess. Although I do want to say right here that while reading Pocus Hocus is certainly not required material, I'm always going to think that if you've read what comes before a story, you're gonna get more out of that story. That being said, everything you need to know about Hocus Pocus and the world that's been created over there will be explained well enough here in the Horus in Hell series. Written by Alan Dunford and Will Radford, Horus in Hell is the spin-off from their Pocus Hocus series that they never planned on doing. This one is all about fans asking for more, and you bet your sweet butt that Alan and Will jumped at the opportunity to take this little sidestep and flesh out the world they've created. I have to actually stop myself there because they didn't create this world alone. Brian Belando on illustration and Jason Smith on colors set us up in the original Pocus Hocus series with a realistic black and white art and splashes of color similar to what you'd see in Sin City. Kit Wallace has taken this idea and put a much more cartoony spin on it, which makes a lot of sense since we're seeing things from the view of Horus. One thing I'm especially a fan of is that panels in Horus could really easily be mixed in with panels from Pocus Hocus, but we're not just getting exact copies done in a new style. What we have here is more like that pair of Radiohead albums where you can mix the songs back and forth and make a new album. It's supplemental stuff. It's not replacing what came before. It's just a really nice intermingled in there. Plus, getting to see Horus's backstory, that's just super cool. I really have to think that a large inspiration for this idea was the killer rabbit from the Monty Python and the Holy Grail movie. Well, maybe not a large inspiration for the whole idea, but at least for the idea of having a killer rabbit who is just nice and cute and would never hurt anybody until you realize that he's covered in blood and coming to bite you and just completely take you out. And what would you expect from a decorated war hero in Hell's Army? But trust me, this has plenty of surprises coming your way. The storytelling here doesn't just come from Alan and Will. Kit Wallace has managed to take this cartoonish looking rabbit and give facial expressions and mannerisms that really convey what he's feeling throughout the entire story. Obviously I can't do it now because I've seen it with the letters in there, but I really get the idea that you could follow the story along pretty well just from the art alone. A look at the cover should clue you in pretty quick that this one is not for kids. Teenagers are probably a good bet, definitely those of us who are nominally adults but never really grew up. There's blood and violence and dismemberment, and even though it's all in a cartoonish style, there's still smoking and drinking and demons in hell and all sorts of things that I know parents might not want their smaller children to be exposed to right now. And that's fine, nothing has to be for everybody. But this book definitely knows its audience and makes sure to give that audience the thing that it wants. At the time of this video's release, the Kickstarter for Horus in Hell issues 1 through 3 is almost over. If it's still going on, you should definitely head on over there and grab yourself a copy of issue 3, but issues 1 and 2 are also available. I mean, really, you should get all 3 of them one way or another, so the whole set or whatever you're missing at this point. They're all available in both physical and digital forms. And if you're seeing this after the Kickstarter is over, then don't worry because there's still going to be a chance for you to get your hands on them. Alan and Will make it a point that you can always catch up on all of their Kickstarters, so when issue 4 comes around, you'll be able to get your hands on all of them. For those of you who want to hear an interview that Alan and Will did about this Kickstarter for Horus in Hell and the entire Pocus Hocus universe in general, I'm going to throw a link to an episode of Capes on the Couch down in the description here, which is a good show you should be listening to anyway, but they do a good interview, and they have Alan and Will on a lot, so they really know how to get the best out of those guys. And I wish I would have had time to get Alan and Will here on Play Comics, but timing just didn't work out. I can't wait to see where they manage to take the Horus story next, but knowing that they've started way down in the depths of hell, the only place they can go is up.